Okay, I want to welcome everybody. This is T.S. Hall, the Stoic Medium, and we are at Spirit 360 Fellowship live interactive service. So on this camera, I've got Zoom, and we've got our people who are going to participate in our service live on Zoom. Then on this camera, we've got YouTube, and we've got Facebook Live. So hello, welcome. Spirit 360 Fellowship is an online spiritualist church where we help old souls, empaths, and highly sensitive people seek and find the answers that make sense, that feel right, that ring true. And by so doing, we help them rediscover spirit, find purpose, and start thriving. But we're not your grandma's spiritualism. See, we take all the isms out of spiritualism and just basically leave spirit. You know, all those isms are the rules, the dogmas, and all those things created by man to control man. If you're interested in learning how to do spiritualism, learning how to do things that work, maybe we can help you. If not, find someplace else, because those answers aren't going to answer themselves. You got to dig deep, go within and find them. First thing we do is we meditate. And our meditation we practice is stillness meditation. And stillness meditation is a 10-minute practice that we do twice a day. We first say Reverend Bradley's request. If you know it, follow it along. Then with the first bell, we go into concentration, where we focus on a thought to the exclusion of everything else for 5 minutes. Then the second bell goes off and we release that spot. We release that thought and we'll follow the sound down until we touch stillness, and then we'll stay there for 5 minutes. After the bell, at the end, you'll get a bamboo clap. At the end, when the bamboo clap happens, then what we do is start to stay relaxed in that quiet space, that what I like to call the eye of the storm, and we'll do a guided healing visualization. If you're just joining us, we're about to meditate and say Reverend Bradley's request. Take a deep breath, and as you take a deep breath, allow yourself to relax, calm yourself. And if you know Reverend Bradley's request, follow it along. If not, allow the words just to sink into your awareness. Open, O blessed Spirit, the spiritual eyes of my soul, that I may be released from the darkness overspreading me by the delusions of the outward senses, that I may perceive and understand those things spiritual. And hold an image in your mind's eye, concentrate and focus on it until you hear the next bell. And release your spot and drift down into stillness, that place of silence. Follow the sound of the bell down. complete your meditation. But allow yourself to stay in a quiet, receptive place, a place of thinking tranquility, a place I like to call the eye of the storm. This place of stillness, of silence, of quietude is a place of power, a place where you connect with the God within, your own divinity, a place where anything becomes possible that you can clearly visualize an image and hold as true. We're going to do a guided self-healing visualization now. And as we start this process, I want you to allow yourself to continue to breathe in a healthy, nourishing way. And as you breathe, I want you to relax your body. Allow your mind to stay open and supple. The source of all of your power. And as you sit in this quiet place, I want you to take your hands and put them in front of you, about 6 or 8 inches apart. And as you do, I want you to feel what there is to feel between your hands. Most people feel a slight tingling sensation and maybe a little bit of pressure if you were to move your hands back and forth just a little bit. That's the essence of you. That's your aura C, your color aura, the aura that is a function of your physical body interacting, the left hand and the right hand's aura touching each other. Very good. Next, I want you to change that space between your hands into a brilliant white luminescence, a ball, if you will. Some people like a snowball. Some people like a pure white sphere. Some people want it to be like you're looking at the sun, but pure white. The luminescence is brilliant. It's a combination of all healing vibrations in the universe. The psychic healing vibrations, the spiritual healing vibrations, all things that are in harmony with you as a physical being, being guided by a spirit self. And what we do in this healing is we're going to remind your spirit self of exactly what perfection is. Your ideal reflection, your ideal representation, your ideal presentation of your genetic code. And as your spirit body gets reminded of perfection, so it will remind your physical body of what that perfection is. Very good. Now I want you to take this light energy ball and I want you to make it weigh about 1 pound. And if you've ever held a pint of milk or a pint of water, that's what a pound is. So now you're going to take this energy ball and you're going to make it substantive. You're going to make it real. You're going to make it viable. And even though energy doesn't have weight, this energy has all of the information, all of the vibrations, all of the healing necessities that you need right now for your highest and best good. And as you make it real, it becomes more solid in your hands. You feel the tingling more solidly. If you move your hands back and forth, it becomes more and more real. The pressure, the resistance against your hands is palpable. Next, I want you to slowly take your hands and move it to the top of your head. And as you position your hands above the top of your head, I want you to point your palms towards the top of your head. And as you do, I want you to release that energy ball into the top of your head and put your hands back in a comfortable position when you do. Now, inside of your head is this brilliant white healing luminescence. If you were to see a picture of yourself right now, you would notice that the skin is glowing because this healing luminescence is so bright, so brilliant, so perfect. Now, not unlike a snowball, we're going to allow this healing luminescence to dissipate from the top of our head down to the soles of our feet. You're going to allow it to dissipate down through the top of the roof of your mouth, your jaws, relaxing all the large muscles. Feel the relief in your sinuses as it dissipates down through the base of your skull and into the upper part of your neck and throat. Relaxing, soothing, restoring all of the muscles, all of the nerves, all of the mechanics of the body. You're creating an ideal image of your spirit body, a perfect genetic replication as it rolls down into your upper back, shoulders, and the front of your chest. As it continues to dissipate, it flows down into your arms, into your chest, into the mid part of your back. Relaxing all of those muscles, restoring nerves, having your spine completely rehabilitated, flexible. And as you remember to breathe and make sure your tongue is not rigid in your mouth, but relaxed, allow this energy to flow, continue to dissipate and flow down through your body towards your elbows, towards your rib cage, through your lungs, heart. Very good. Think of a tone that is perfect harmony for you. It's like someone plucked a harp string, but when they pluck that harp string, it just rings true. It feels right. It feels harmonious. And add that element into this energy, healing magnificence that's dissipating through your body as it goes into the lower part of your abdomen, into your forearms, your hands, the lower part of your back. It starts to enter your pelvis and hip area. Special attention to your hands. Very good. Now you're in complete harmony from the top of your head down to your hips and your pelvis area. Take a couple of breaths, moderately deep, completely restorative, and very nourishing. And as it flows, as you let that breath out, allow the energy to continue to flow into your legs, the front and back, and all sides, towards your knees, your calves, your ankles, your feet. Very good. And as you sit in this healing space, this place of perfection, allow yourself to breathe. And as you breathe, scan your body from the top of your head down to the soles of your feet and see if there's any place that needs a little bit more love, a little bit more attention, a little bit more harmony. If it does, direct your attention and bring with it this healing luminescence and allow it to dissipate in that area, reminding your spirit body of perfection, allowing it to restore itself to your ideal genetic composition, and remind the physical body of what harmony is. Very good. If there's any place else, allow yourself to direct your attention there and dissipate this healing energy of the universe for your highest and best good in that area. And as you breathe in, allow yourself one more time. Is there anything else that needs a little TLC and a little harmony? A little reminder of what perfection is. Very good. And with your next breath, I want you to say with me these affirmations. I am well. I am healthy. I control my mind. I am the one. I deserve love, health, and harmony. And as you take another deep breath, allow yourself to receive this final affirmation so that during this next week you can manifest it as you repeat this healing exercise several times this week before you go to sleep. I am greatly loved. And together we say, and so it is. When you're ready, open your eyes. Okay, welcome back. I'm glad that some people got up and put their robe on and joined us here this morning. A couple of things. We've got our talk we put out this morning was Spiritualism 101. That's the theme for our talks these days. And it's creating your life, creating your future by intentional living. And that healing process is what I mean by intentional living. It's allowing yourself to step into that quiet place of knowing, that place of stillness, that place of silence, an incubator of harmony. And as you step into that place of harmony, allowing yourself to construct a thought and then manifest that thought in three-dimensional reality. So that's what spiritualism, without all the isms, is all about. And I realized a long time ago that what we're doing is allowing ourselves to rediscover spirit. And rediscovering spirit is a personal, individual conversation that we all have. Because we all know certain things. But sometimes we just don't listen to what we know. With that, what I'm going to do is, and Beverly, you may want to turn the video off. It looks like you're having a bandwidth issue, so you can find that little button again and turn the video off, and that may help you keep you connected a little bit better. Okay, let's see what else is there. I want to welcome Trevor. Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you. Let's see. Yeah, I think we covered almost everything. If you're watching this on YouTube or on Facebook, I want to welcome you. You can get your invitation to attend our live Zoom meeting over here and participate in the live portions of the service at spirit360.org. And you'll get there's a button somewhere on there that says get your invite. You click that and you'll figure out how to get the invite to our Zoom meeting. So that's all of the business parts. Oh, no, there's one more part of business. We got to talk about this. We are a donations-based organization. If you'd like to donate, you can go to tshall.com/donations. Your donations help us pay for all of this high-tech wizardry that I've been baffled by over this last couple of months as I've tried to figure out how to reach you all in live and in person at the same time. Live stream over here. I had hair before I started all this. I think Claire and Beverly both knew me when I had hair. So anyway, but I digress on tangents again, as I'm prone to do. All right. The next part of our service is our absence healing service. Now, absence healing is an opportunity for us to send healing energies to those who we love in our lives. And if you don't even love them, you can send the healing to, but I don't usually bother with all those people. So there's three parts to this. And the most important part is if you're watching this live, either on our Zoom meeting or on our live event, you can participate. If you're watching a recording of this, I'm not here generating the energy. So you would have to do two parts. You'd have to put a visualization of the person you want to send a healing to, and you'd have to provide the energy. As it is, if we're live, your job is to hold an image in your mind's eye of the person you would like to send a healing to, one person at a time. And you want to hold an image of that person whole, complete, and perfect. as though you're looking at a photograph of them on the best day of their life. So you want to hold that image in your mind's eye. My job is to project the healing energy, not unlike the visualization we just did for our guided self-healing. And then in a brief prayer, I'm going to invite our spirit guides and teachers to take the energy I project and send it to those you image for their highest and best good. Now, I'm going to provide the energy for 3 minutes. You need to hold an image of each person for 1 minute. To accommodate all that, so you don't have to sit there worrying about what time it is, I've got the little bell going off. So you'll hear 3 bells, bing, bing, bing. Every time you hear a bell, image a new person. And at the end, we'll have the bamboo clap and we'll be done. So get comfortable, take a deep, relaxed place. And as you breathe in, allow yourself to drift down to stillness. And I invite our spirit guides and teachers to take the images of those and send the healing energies I'm projecting for their highest and best good. And please begin. I thank our spirit guides and teachers for assisting us during this absence healing service. Thank you for sending the healing energies of the universe to those so imaged for their highest and best good. Amen. And take a deep breath and come back to reality. But our job is to kind of shift the idea of reality, is it not? We're going to do something slightly different today. And this is an opportunity for you to ask me anything about the church, about me, about what our purpose and mission is. So you can ask me anything you want, except for a message. Some people say, ask me anything. Oh, what was my best past lifetime? That's a different thing. That's on our messages circle. And I think this is the first time we're meeting Mr. Trevor. So Mr. Trevor, if you will unmute yourself, and then you're welcome to ask me anything. And if you don't have anything, you don't got to. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. Can I answer anything for you about what we do, why we do it, and all that good stuff?
Yeah, I guess I found you for the first time this week, and I requested to join. I'm part of a spiritual church here, but I was sort of looking to expand my knowledge. And is this 360 part of that whole Spiritualist union, or?
No, I'm not. Where are you located?
I'm in Calgary, Alberta.
Oh, excellent. No, we are an independent spiritualist church.
Okay.
The biggest difference between Spirit 360 and the National Association of Spiritualist Churches and the Spiritual Union is we adopt and believe in reincarnation and the evolution of spirit. So what we've done is we've allowed ourselves to accept many of the teachings of the Buddhist philosophy.
I felt Zen energy with you.
Yeah. My coaching program is called Zen Results.
There you go.
But so so that's what we do is we allow ourselves to follow the truth wherever it leads us. And part of the isms that I'm trying not to include in Spirit 360 are the things about any absolute truth about reincarnation and stuff like that. And I'd say probably 75, 80% of what traditional spiritualist churches teach, we have no philosophical differences in. But we're not Bible-based. So we don't conduct our services directed by the Bible. We take the spiritual truth wherever we find it, whether it's from the Quran or from Krishna or from Judaism or spirit, wherever we find the truth, we go inside and measure that truth against what feels right. And if it works for us, take it. If it doesn't work for us, drop it. And a lot of the isms don't work very well for me. So that's
I'm in the same boat. I'm not, although I go to the Spiritualist church just because I'm a medium.
Yeah.
I'm not part of I live in a broader world, right?
Yeah, excellent. Anything else I can answer for you, sir?
I'm sorry. Rick, can you just sit there quiet? Sorry, my son came in. I apologize.
No problem.
When you talked about reincarnation, I had my own experiences of it. Do you believe it's a linear thing, or do you believe it's all parallel and happening at the same time?
Linear.
Okay, interesting. I had a much different experience, but I guess that just depends on what we all see, right?
Yeah, and if you look at it, I believe you said you were interested in taking some classes, if I recall. I think I got an email. So I'm revamping those now, and that's at Old Soul Academy. And if you look at physical and spiritual evolution, it goes from simple to complex and back to simple. And the other area that I'm really grounded in more of a scientific understanding of things is there's basically 4 dimensions, 3 dimensions plus time. And spirit world mirrors that, but it's not limited by space. But because matter flows through space and gives us time as we understand it here on Earth, that gives us that simple to complex and back to simple again. So that's one of the areas I see a lot of people talking about for, all types of spiritual dimensions. And my only response to that is most people I've observed doing their practices, whether it's a healing practice, a mediumship practice, or ESP practices, tend to describe things from their three-dimensional physical reality and try to help other people understand that. Because how the heck do you explain something that virtually anyone can see? Virtually no one can see. So you ground it into their experience, which for the most part is a three-dimensional experience. So in a three-dimensional experience, it seems like there's a hierarchy, a higher dimension, the better. But there's no better. But that's that continuum I think a lot of people touch into is, Jesus is on the same level as the newest incarnated person. It's just he understands more. He gets his mind out of the way more. So anyway, but that's more about our spirit. That's our online classes at Old Soul Academy. There's 2 of them available right now, and I'm starting to get more of them online this week. I'm reprioritizing what I've been doing, and we'll be having some live interactive Q&A classes as well, because our philosophy is very simple, but the understanding of the philosophy is very complex. So one of the things I'm learning how to do online is to deliver information in trying to figure out a way to do it in a very clear, concise, direct way. And then take the Q&A part of any of the lectures I've done live for most of 30 years. And the real learning and teaching happens in the questions, not in the information. So when I present the information, then we'll have a live Q&A call so people so I can have a conversation with them in a way that helps them at least consider whether or not what our perspective on how we share things is accurate or true. So cool. And welcome aboard. If you haven't gotten the Old Soul Academy invite yet, you will soon. We're figuring out how to do a lot of things with email and all that stuff, and it's not my forte. I talk to dead people. I talk to dead people and heal, and the technical stuff is pays the bills, but it's not. It kind of frustrates me from time. So welcome. And Beverly, do you have any questions for me? You've been here for a while, and you actually knew me when I had hair. So do you have any questions for me today about what we're doing, what we're up to in the church and with me? And you'll have to hit your unmute somewhere on there.
Sorry, yeah, I'm on my phone and it rang, so I couldn't hear you. I apologize.
Oh, okay.
I just find it, but I couldn't stop it.
I understand that. I try to turn mine off and everything. So, but yeah. So if you haven't gotten your email, if you haven't gotten the invitation to the Old Soul Academy, it'll be there soon.
Okay, I'll look for it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And so Beverly, I will. If I see you unmute, I will let you ask any questions. And Claire, do you have any questions for me about the church or what we're up to or what's going on?
I think I'm pretty clear about things, and I know what I need to do. And
Excellent.
It's a matter of my putting into practice those things. So I'm okay.
Excellent.
now.
And that's the hard part, is it's all practice, huh? Oy vey. I want to be a concert pianist, but I don't want to do any practice. I just want it to be dumped into me. Do me hard, do me right. Sorry. All right, Beverly, I haven't seen you unmute yet. So if you figure that out, oh yeah, there you are. Do you have any questions for me, madam?
No.
Excellent. So since I got you unmuted, would you like a message from Spirit?
Please.
Excellent. And for people out here on YouTube, let me tell you the rules of the game. So we have multiple people here live on Zoom, and we got all the people over here, probably at least one of you, watching us live on Facebook or on YouTube. When my spirit guides and teachers give a message in public, it's given in a way that will not embarrass you. But you have to remember, what embarrasses one person may not embarrass someone else. So sometimes you may hear something from Spirit and you say, why would he say that in public? That's so embarrassing. I wouldn't have done it. Well, for the person I'm reading for directly, it may not be. But many times Spirit knows that multiple people are going to hear this. So they will craft a message where more than one person can understand it, where they can comprehend it or take something away. So when we're doing our live messages, you're free to steal anything that works for you, that feels right for you, that rings true for you. the future is not cast in stone. So many times we'll get a message about something in the future that's given to you either for the reason of allowing you to step around it and avoid it through your actions, or allowing you to take actions to bring it about and make it happen. You're given that information because once you're forewarned, you're forearmed, so you can go into your meditative practice, your right meditation, right thought, right action, to allow yourself to either bring about or avoid it. The way we do this is I've got 3 main teachers and a joy guide who typically share messages. I've got Tao Chuan Ling. He's over here. He's a Chinese priest. I've got Nathan. He's over here. He's a Caucasian. He's my main companion and healing teacher. I've got my joy guide, Christopher, and he likes summertime, so sometimes he'll share a message. And then I've got who I call Red Hawk, simply because I can't pronounce his name. My mouth doesn't know how to enunciate his Native American language of his name. So I think that's all the appropriate disclosures. And if you want to join us or you can get a message live, go to spirit360.org, get your invite, and then you'll figure out how to join us on Zoom, where you too can get a message from Spirit. Now, Beverly, let's see. All right, so Tao Chuan Ling steps in. And he's issuing you a reminder about the middle path. And he wants you to be able to redefine how. I'm going to put you on mute because I've got some noise coming back. So he wants to have you reconsider and rethink how you think about the middle path. He's showing me the image of you on a trail, and the trail is very long, very straight, and very narrow, but it goes up and down a lot. So it's got a lot of elevation change. You go over this hill and down into this valley, over into that dale and all that stuff. So you're just kind of going up and down. But you're making very fast progress. And he reminds you that the more moderate, the more straight and narrow, the more focused you are, the better time you will make. Because there's a couple of things coming up that you want to bring about. And he wants you to make sure that you have the proper resources to get to where you want to go by the time you want to get there. And sometimes when we have a very specific destination with a very specific timeline, we have to really put the blinders on and really focus hard on staying on the trail and on the focused. The other thing he wants me to share with you is he's presenting you with, interesting enough, sometimes, most of the time, they're real flowers, but he's presenting me with a canvas. And on this canvas is an exquisitely rendered orchid. And the orchid is, it's got some yellows. It's got some of that purplish violet color. And it's got a brilliant, just ever so slight yellow that just pops. I mean, your eye is drawn first to the yellow, and then as it looks at the yellow, it starts to just get lost in the other colors. And he's presenting that to you because you're rekindling part of yourself that you shut off for a long time. And he wants to remind you that as you allow yourself to experience this level of joy and happiness in every area of your life, you'll notice that focus gets narrower and narrower, and your journey gets much more effective and easy. And I will bless you and leave you with that. All right, Trevor, would you like a message, sir?
Just trying to unmute. I'd love a message.
Excellent. All right. So Christopher reminded me to tell everyone on Facebook. He said, Christopher reminds me that I never presume someone wants a message. In my level of training and where I'm at and my belief system, that would be interference. So even if I know you, even if I'm married to you, I don't give you a message without your discreet permission right here, right now, in this moment. With that, I'm not the Long Island medium. I'm not going to ambush you in the grocery store and start to give you messages. All right. Back to Trevor. All right. So Nathan steps forward. And again, he's on this side, he's Caucasian. He wears a black suit, not unlike Men in Black. He's got a medical, the old school medical emblem with a branch and a snake on it. And he is wanting you to remember he's pointing to 3 points in your life. So point 1, point 2, and point 3, where you had very profound healing and wellness and well-being issues. Twice it was with you, and once it was with a different person. It feels like they're very close to you. He's bringing this up to you now because he wants you to be able to, the word he wants me to use, and this is coming to me as a feeling more than a clairaudient word, which my preference is to get the real word. But this feeling is he really wants you to embrace the essence of what true healing is. And you've had these 3 points in your life where you experienced what some may even consider miraculous experiences. And he wants you to really embrace those, ponder those, and get to the source of the essence of those and realize the only way the way and reasons those happened was because of your belief system and the way you've developed your mind. And as life continues lifing, sometimes we forget about those pivotal moments when things went so right, and we forget about they go into the background instead of the foreground. And he wants you to bring these experiences into the foreground. And the context for this message, and he wants me to mention that this is not anything specific, but it is general spiritual development and awareness. So, and if you didn't catch all that, Trevor, then you can, this is like, if you didn't catch all that, then the message is on YouTube. You can go find it on YouTube and scroll through it and get all that if you missed some of it.
Okay.
And I will bless you and leave you with that. I kind of saw you disappear with a distraction, so I didn't know if you lost the audio or not. So
I could hear you. I just said, yeah.
Okay, excellent. All right, my friend, I bless you and leave you that. I'm glad you found us, and you just feel free to reach out, and I'll help you any way I can. And I look forward to experiencing your gifts as well.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And Miss Claire, would you like a message?
Yes, please, and thank you.
You are welcome. Did we do a hummingbird message for you recently? You're muted again, so.
No.
Okay. I did a hummingbird message recently. I couldn't remember if it was for you or not. So I've got this gorgeous hummingbird. just ruby throat that's just iridescent. I mean, it's almost like it's a sparkler. And this gorgeous hummingbird is just minding its business, going along, doing what hummingbirds do. And this other hummingbird with a almost as equally beautiful green throat just like dive bombs him and starts to change them off. And the message on this is, many times there are territorial disputes, which as they are being resolved, it seems as though it can be very threatening or very the feeling I'm getting is mean or disrespectful. But he reminds you that hummingbirds are just doing what hummingbirds do. And there are certain things that are either about to happen in the next week or two or have happened very, very recently. And some people protect their territory not unlike hummingbirds sometimes. So if you see a territorial dispute, just realize that that's what people do. And you can still enjoy the beauty of the hummingbird, even though it seems like they're not getting along very well at the time. And I don't see that this dispute is involving you, because I don't see one of the hummingbirds being you, but I see you being a bystander with some type of dispute or territorial ground or some type of disharmony. And the reason this is being brought up for you right now is you've long been the peacekeeper, and you many times wish you could step in, intervene, and stop the hostilities, if you will. And he wants you to just allow yourself to enjoy the beauty of the situation, even though it doesn't seem very beautiful at the time. Be an observer rather than a peacekeeper. So I want to bless you and leave you with that. And with that, that's everyone who's received a message. So I'm going to quiet my mind, and I'm going to do a general message, a little bit of inspirational speaking, see who would like to share something as we close. And this will be our intention for the week, kind of our guideline for the week. And Christopher just reminded me, and this is the message for you to listen to. So this is my message to me from my teachers, which we're sharing publicly with everybody. Comes from Nathan. But alas, are thoughts not real? You know, it's been a long time since many people have had the opportunity to quiet themselves into a place, to sequester themselves, or as you call it today, quarantine themselves. When in fact, if you learn to meditate, you can find that quiet place of sequestered peace, quarantined peace on a regular basis. But remember this: anything that blocks you from enjoying your peace is caused by you. Any upsets are your upsets, especially if they linger beyond a reasonable amount of time. So what's reasonable? Reasonable is any amount of time that does not distract you from what it is you want to bring about and do this lifetime. Too many people allow outside events to define their success, define their actions, define their attitude. that that serves only to distract them from what it is they are wanting to bring about and do. Remember, distraction is a two-way street. You can be distracted from the outside, or you can distract yourself from the inside. But remember, distraction is distraction. Allow yourself to stay focused, intent, and taking right action to bring about what it is you want to bring about. Anything less is not honoring the person you are. My highest blessings. Okay, so that was Nathan. Definitely talking directly to me. He shared an image with me while he was giving me the message. And it's an image of riding a bicycle along the beach when you're distracted by the people who are almost naked on the beach. And with your eye on the almost naked people on the beach, and you run into a gutter or a cover over the storm drain, and you wreck, whose fault is that? So while that one part where I broke my concentration, that was the image he was showing me, because I was the young man on the bike, not paying attention to what I'm doing, which many times those distractions can cause harm. So with that, my highest blessings, I want to bless you and leave you with whatever you took away from today's service. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you find your way to joining us on our Zoom meeting, and I get to meet you in person and get to share a message with you. And if you would like to unmute yourself and say goodbye or anything, you're welcome to. And if you'd like to donate, go to tshall.com/donations, and we take Venmo and PayPal. So my highest blessings, everyone.
Thank you, Terry.
You're welcome. And we will see you next Sunday. We do a 6 a.m. Pacific and a 9 a.m. Pacific service on Zoom. We live stream the 9 a.m. and look for an email from us about classes soon. So anyone like to say anything as we wrap up?
Love you.
Love you too, Bev. Take good care.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. My highest blessings. See you soon.